Throughout human history, whispers of the end have echoed across civilizations. Today, many believe those ancient warnings are no longer just prophecies. They are our reality. I'm your guide through the mysteries of the unknown. Today, we investigate the 10 revelations of the end times that many scholars believe have already come to pass. Revelation 1. The Pestilence. In the 14th century, the Black Death decimated a third of the world's population, matching the grim descriptions of the Pale Horse. Eyewitnesses at the time reported strange celestial omens and shadowy figures appearing before the outbreaks began. Witnesses in 1348 often spoke of a pestilential fog that preceded the plague's arrival. Modern researchers have found strange chemical signatures in ice cores from that era, suggesting a planetary atmospheric shift that ancient seers described as a celestial judgment. In 1347, chroniclers in Constantinople recorded seeing a massive sword-shaped comet that hung in the sky for 3 weeks before the first plague victims fell. This sword of justice sighting was a terrifying visual precursor to the death that followed. During the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic, nurses in overcrowded wards reported sightings of gray sisters, ethereal figures that appeared beside the beds of the dying. This historical pestilence, occurring amidst a global war, remains a chilling revelation of how biological and social collapses often strike in tandem. In 1518, the town of Strasbourg witnessed the dancing plague. Hundreds of people danced for days without rest until they collapsed. Historical sightings of this manic possession are now viewed as a revelation of the psychological pestilence that ancient scrolls warned would sweep through the minds of the masses before the end. Scientists have discovered that the Black Death left a permanent mark on the human genome, changing our immune systems forever. This genetic revelation suggests that the plagues of the past were not just historical events, but biological resets. The ancient prophecy that the living shall envy the dead takes on a chilling new meaning when we consider how these pathogens restructured the very essence of human survival. Sightings of dark cells in modern blood samples hint that another reset may be dormant, waiting for the final seal to be broken. Revelation 2. Wars and rumors of wars. The 20th century saw the first truly global conflicts, fulfilling the prophecy of nation rising against nation. Amidst the chaos, soldiers reported unexplainable aerial phenomena, mysterious sightings that watched over the destruction. Revelation 3. The Budding Fig Tree. Many point to the re-establishment of the nation of Israel in 1948 as the ultimate prophetic clock starter. During the Battle of Mons, hundreds of British soldiers swore they saw angelic figures protecting their retreat. These sightings were dismissed as mass hysteria, yet they align with the revelation of Michael and his angels fighting in the heavens as war breaks out below. These are just the beginning. As we move closer to the present, the sightings become more frequent and the evidence more undeniable. In the heat of the world wars, radio operators reported picking up transmissions from nowhere, signals that didn't correspond to any known military code. These ethereal voices, often speaking in ancient languages, warned of a fire from the heavens that would one day consume all nations. Modern signals intelligence suggests these battlefield anomalies were sightings of a multidimensional conflict, a prelude to the Great War that ancient scrolls claim will be fought in both the physical and spiritual realms simultaneously. In February 1942, just months after Pearl Harbor, the Battle of Los Angeles saw the U.S. military fire thousands of rounds at a mysterious, stationary object in the sky. This widely witnessed sighting occurred at the height of the Second Global Revelation, suggesting that the wars in the heavens were manifesting in our own airspace. Legend tells of the 1943 Philadelphia experiment, where a U.S. Navy ship reportedly vanished and reappeared. Sightings of phase-shifting technology during World War II suggested that the forbidden knowledge mentioned in the scrolls was being tapped into, blurring the lines between science and the supernatural. In 1917, during the height of World War I, 70,000 people in Fatima, Portugal, witnessed the miracle of the sun. The celestial display was widely interpreted as a divine warning that the world wars were a fulfillment of a century of coming tribulation. Revelation 4. Famine. Across the globe, food systems are under unprecedented strain. Ancient texts spoke of a time when a day's wages would only buy a loaf of bread. As climate shifts and supply chains falter, that day feels closer than ever. Sightings of ghost harvesters, unexplained lights over failing crops, have been reported in remote agricultural regions. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947 was a literal unsealing of the mysteries. Bedouin shepherds reported seeing a vessel of light, near the cave entrance before the first jars were found. These ancient texts provided the roadmap for the revelations we are witnessing today. The re-emergence of the nation of Israel is more than a political event. It is the central node in a global prophetic web. Every strategic shift in the Levant today was outlined in detail thousands of years ago. Sightings of pillars of cloud over the Golan Heights and other sensitive zones suggest that the ancient guardians are returning to their posts. As the kings of the East begin their march, the geopolitical map is aligning perfectly with the final chapter of the rebirth revelation, signaling the approach of the world's ultimate gathering point. Revelation 5. Earthquakes in diverse places. The Earth itself seems to be groaning. We are seeing a statistically significant rise in high-magnitude tremors. More chilling are the skyquakes, deep, metallic booms heard from the clouds preceding these events. Sightings of strange plasma lights near fault lines suggest a connection between the heavens and the Earth's core. The accelerating thaw of the Arctic is a geographical revelation that was once thought to be centuries away. As the permafrost melts, it is unsealing more than just ancient carbon. It is unsealing the pathogens of the past. Sightings of sleeping giants, prehistoric creatures, and unknown viral strains being released from the ice are the modern warnings of a biological reset. This melting seal aligns with the revelation that the boundaries of the natural world would be dissolved, exposing humanity to the raw forces of the ancient Earth. Beyond the Dead Sea Scrolls, the sighting of the Copper Scroll revealed a map to hidden temple treasures. Archaeological teams today continue to search for these vessels of the sanctuary, a quest that many believe will trigger the final sequence of the rebirth revelation. Prophecy scholars note the recent arrival of rare red heifers in Israel, a critical requirement for the purification rituals mentioned in ancient end-time texts. For many, this is the ultimate countdown clock for the restoration of the Third Temple. Prophecy states that the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. Recent years have seen unprecedented superblooms in the Judean desert and the Dead Sea region, landscapes that have been barren for millennia suddenly coming to life. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, the Doomsday Vault, is a modern sighting of the world's preparation for total collapse. We are witnessing a desperate race to preserve the building blocks of life as the global famine cycle accelerates. Ancient texts spoke of a time when the heavens would be iron and the earth brass, a literal description of the atmospheric and soil degradation we see today. The ghost harvester sightings are not just myths. They are the desperate projections of a global consciousness that senses the coming scarcity, a revelation that our dependence on a fragile system is the ultimate vulnerability. Across the globe, thousands are reporting a persistent, low-frequency hum that seems to emanate from the Earth itself. This vibrational anomaly is more than just noise. It is a sighting of the Earth's core, undergoing a profound energetic shift. One witness in a remote mountain town described it as the sound of a massive engine starting up beneath the ground. This aligns with the ancient revelation that the Earth would groan as it prepares for the final transition. It is the acoustic evidence of a planet in labor. Coastal residents preceding major tsunamis have reported ethereal fires on the water's surface. These sightings of plasma-like phenomena are the modern fulfillment of the roaring of the sea and the waves, combined with fearful sights in the atmosphere, mentioned in the Lucan Revelation. Revelation 6. Knowledge shall increase. We have entered the era of artificial intelligence and global surveillance. The ability to track every transaction and movement was once a futuristic prophecy. Today, it is a technical reality. Witnesses report digital phantoms, glitches in the matrix where physical reality and digital simulation seem to blur. The 1984 famine in Ethiopia became a global revelation through the lens of photojournalists. Sightings of the walking shadows, millions displaced by hunger, moved the world to action, yet fulfilled the prophecy of a time when the scales of justice would tip towards total scarcity in the south. Geophysicists are tracking a weakening of the Earth's magnetic shield and a shift in the magnetic poles that is occurring at an accelerating rate. This great shifting aligns with the revelation that the foundations of the Earth will be shaken. Sightings of aurora walls in latitudes where they've never been seen before are the visual evidence of this energetic transformation. The metallic booms of the skyquakes are the sound of the Earth's tectonic plates adjusting to a new vibrational reality, a physical manifestation of the ancient warning that the heavens and the Earth are inextricably linked in their final destiny. As we reach the halfway point of our investigation, a pattern emerges. These aren't just isolated events, they are a synchronized sequence. The sightings we've documented aren't mere accidents. They are observers of a grand design unfolding in real time. In recent years, we've seen locust swarms of biblical proportions devouring the crops of entire nations in days. These armies of the air are viewed by many as the literal fulfillment of the plague of locusts, described as heralds of the final famine. Historical sightings of the black blizzards during the 1930s Dust Bowl served as a mid-century revelation. Farmers described the dust as a living entity, a sighting of the ecological famine that would later plague the 21st century. We have entered the era of the digital illusion, where sightings of reality can no longer be trusted. Deepfake technology and AI-generated personas are the modern realization of the lying wonders mentioned in the final scrolls. Our investigation into this technological revelation reveals a world where the truth is being systematically obscured. The ability to deceive even the elect is no longer a spiritual metaphor, it is a software capability. As the line between the real and the simulated vanishes, the sighting of the truth becomes the ultimate challenge of the age. Revelation 7, the One World Economy. The push for a cashless society and centralized digital currency mirrors the ancient warning of a system where no one can buy or sell without permission. In the shadows of high finance, black cube sightings have been reported near central banks, mysterious objects that defy radar and logic. Reports of shadow people sightings have surged alongside the technological expansion. Many believe these are not just hallucinations, but sightings of entities from a thinning dimension. As our digital grid grows, it may be acting as a bridge for these watchers to enter our physical space. One witness described a shadow figure that flickered like a digital glitch, suggesting a terrifying connection between our new technology and ancient hidden forces. This is the unveiling that the revelations warned would precede the final gathering. Revelation 8, the Great Falling Away. A shift in the global moral and spiritual landscape. Traditional foundations are crumbling, replaced by a new, chaotic era of belief. Sightings of ancient echoes, apparitions in holy sites that predate modern religions, suggest a return of forces long forgotten. The rapid transition to central bank digital currencies is the ultimate realization of the economy revelation. In our investigation, we've discovered that the infrastructure for a global, programmable financial system is already in place. This system doesn't just track wealth, it defines access to society itself. Ancient warnings of a mark or a requirement for participation are no longer metaphorical. They are the blueprint for the next generation of global finance. As physical cash vanishes, the visibility of our financial souls becomes total. The move toward brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink is the modern sighting of the merging of minds. This technological revelation suggests a future where thoughts are no longer private, fulfilling the warning of a world governed by a single, interconnected consciousness. In the shadows of this financial shift, sightings of black cubes have surged. Pilots and observers near financial hubs report these silent geometric anomalies that appear to observe without interaction. Are these the sentinels of the new economy, or something even more ancient overseeing the transition? One witness described the cube as absorbing light itself, a chilling reflection of the centralized power being built below. Before the great quakes, animals often show signs of extreme distress. Recent reports of thousands of deep-sea creatures beaching themselves simultaneously suggest a profound shift in the Earth's magnetic fields, a precursor to the Great Shaking mentioned in the scrolls. Submersible pilots have reported sightings of massive thermal plumes rising from the ocean floor, coinciding with global earthquake swarms. These deep-sea anomalies suggest the fountains of the Great Deep are being stirred once more. As the apostasy revelation deepens, we see a physical crumbling of the old spiritual guard. Ancient monasteries and temples, once the vibrant hearts of civilization, now stand silent. Our investigation reveals that this falling away isn't just about a loss of faith, but a migration to something else. A fragmented, digital spirituality that lacks the foundations of the past. The silence in these stone walls is a sighting of the void being left behind, a vacuum that many fear will soon be filled by a new, more chaotic order. Revelation 9. Signs in the sun, moon, and stars. Blood moons, solar eclipses, and the undeniable surge in UAP sightings. The government's own admissions of unidentified anomalous phenomena align perfectly with the fearful sights and great signs from heaven predicted millennia ago. These are the celestial heralds of the end. Witnesses at these abandoned sites report ancient echoes, unexplained sounds and sightings of figures from a different age. These apparitions don't seem to be ghosts, but rather remnants of a spiritual energy that is being displaced. One caretaker at a 12th century chapel spoke of hearing voices in a language that hasn't been spoken for 1,000 years, warning that the doors are being left unlocked as the world turns its back on the old ways. Deep within the Vatican's secret archives, researchers suggest there are documents that detail the exact sequence of the final revelations. Our investigation into these unseen records points to sightings of ancient prophecies that were too terrifying to release to the public. These records are said to describe the gathering of the shadows, a period where the spiritual and physical worlds would overlap. The secrecy surrounding these archives is a sighting in itself, a testament to the knowledge that is being withheld as the clock ticks toward the final hour. Revelation 10, the final gathering, the climax of all prophecy. As the world reaches its breaking point, sightings of the Great Assembly, mass celestial events witnessed by thousands, are being reported from every corner of the globe. Is this the final curtain call, or the birth of a new world? In the midst of the apostasy, sightings of weeping icons have been reported in remote Orthodox communities. These statues and paintings, appearing to shed tears of oil or blood, are viewed by believers as the silent lament of the divine. Our investigation suggests these are not just religious curiosities, but emotional sightings of a world losing its soul. One pilgrim described the sight as a visual cry for a world that has stopped listening, a haunting revelation of the spiritual void that is currently expanding across the globe. In 2017, the sighting of Oumuamua, the first interstellar object ever detected in our system, sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Its anomalous acceleration led some to suggest it was an artificial scout. This sighting aligns with the revelation of messengers from the far reaches appearing in the final days. The 2024 Great American Eclipse saw millions gather in a synchronized moment of awe. These mass celestial sightings are viewed by many as the shadow of judgment, a recurring sign in the heavens that calls the nations to attention before the final gathering begins. 10 revelations, 10 sightings, one undeniable truth. We are living in a time that generations before us could only imagine. Whether you see these as warnings or milestones, the evidence is before your eyes. Stay vigilant. The mystery continues. The most profound technological revelation is the biodigital convergence, the merging of human biology with digital identity. Our investigation shows that the mark mentioned in ancient texts is no longer just a symbol. It is a technical requirement for a world where your body is your ID and your wallet. Sightings of seamless skin-integrated sensors and neural interfaces are the modern milestones of this transition. This convergence represents the final loss of biological privacy, a revelation that our physical selves are being integrated into a global, controllable grid. The mysterious blue spirals, seen over Norway and Hawaii, are more than just atmospheric anomalies. For many, these are the wormholes of revelation, sightings of the multidimensional barriers thinning as the gathering of the final age begins. We are currently living through what biologists call the 6th mass extinction. The rate of species lost today is hundreds of times higher than the historical average. This biological collapse is a sighting of the unraveling of the tapestry of life, mentioned in the final revelations. Our investigation into this silent apocalypse reveals that the ecological foundations of our world are being removed, one thread at a time. It is a revelation that the stage is being cleared for a different kind of existence, as the old world literally breathes its last. The astronomy revelation reaches its peak with the sun's increasing volatility. We are entering a period of solar maximum that is predicted to be the most intense in recorded history. A massive coronal mass ejection could, in an instant, dismantle the very technology we've come to worship. This fire from the sky aligns perfectly with the celestial signs mentioned in the final scrolls. Our investigation into these solar sightings reveals that our modern shield, the magnetic field, is at its weakest point in millennia, leaving us exposed to the raw power of the heavens. The sky trumpets, loud metallic sounds heard from the atmosphere across multiple continents, remain one of the most terrifying modern sightings. Witnesses describe a sound that vibrates the chest and sounds like a massive horn being blown from the clouds. These acoustic anomalies, occurring without clear meteorological cause, are the auditory fulfillment of the trumpets of judgment mentioned in the scrolls. They are the heralds of a world-shaking event, a sound that calls the entire planet to witness the thinning of the veil. The Starlink constellations and global satellite grids are a modern sighting of the technological canopy that now covers the Earth. This total connectivity fulfills the revelation that the entire world will witness events simultaneously. Modern physics is increasingly leaning toward the idea that our physical reality is a simulation, a veil that ancient spiritual texts have long described. This scientific revelation suggests that the miracles and anomalies we've investigated are actually glitches in the program. Sightings of real-time errors in the physical world are becoming more frequent as the system reaches its limit. This aligns with the revelation that the heavens would be rolled up like a scroll, exposing the underlying reality that has been hidden from us since the beginning. We are nearing the end of the program, and the veil is finally beginning to tear. The Earth's magnetosphere, our primary defense against cosmic radiation, is currently undergoing a statistically significant collapse. This fading shield is a revelation of our increasing vulnerability to the celestial signs. As the shield thins, sightings of sky fires and anomalous radiation events are becoming more frequent. This aligns with the ancient warning that the stars would fall from heaven, a potential description of a world without its magnetic protection, exposed to the raw, unyielding energy of the universe. We are witnessing the peeling back of the Earth's last line of defense. The 1997 Phoenix lights remain the gold standard for mass sightings. Thousands witnessed a craft the size of multiple city blocks moving silently over Arizona. When we re-examine this event through the lens of the final gathering, it appears less like a random visit and more like a rehearsal. This sign in the heavens was a wake-up call that many are only now beginning to understand. It was a visual confirmation that we are not alone in the timeline of the end. As we approach the gathering revelation, the line between technology and consciousness is blurring. Theories of a quantum grid suggest that our digital interconnectedness is actually manifesting a new layer of reality. This is the ultimate sighting of the gathering, a global synchronization of minds through the machine. Ancient seers spoke of a time when the world would see with one eye, a chillingly accurate description of the global hive mind being built through the screen. This isn't just a network, it's a womb for a new world order. Our investigation has led us to this, the global pulse. Every revelation we've uncovered, from the medieval plagues to the interstellar scouts, is part of a single, rhythmic heartbeat of change. We are witnessing the final contraction before a global birth. The sightings are the visual evidence of this pulse, the sparks of a fire that is already burning. Whether you view this as an end or a beginning, the pulse is undeniable. It is the sound of the clock reaching midnight, and the world is finally waking up to the noise. Thank you for joining me on this investigative journey through the revelations of our time. If you want to see more mysteries uncovered, make sure to subscribe and share your own sightings in the comments below. Stay curious and stay vigilant.